Oh, be quiet.
I have a question though.
And 0 doubled is 0. So everything doubled stays the same. Yeah, go ahead.
If we do something like log base 3 of 75, you can split that up into log base 3 25 plus.
Well, yeah, there's this problem here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get to it. This guy's just going the other way. So this should become log base 12 of 12, right? Because 3 times 4, which is 1. And this is the same way again. It's just, I threw a fraction in there, but who cares? It'd still be 1/3 times 12. Log base 4 of 4, which is 1.
What was number 2?
1. You get log base 12 of 3 times 4. Log base 12 of 12 is 1.
I thought it was 3 plus 4. Now we're adding the powers.
No, that's what we started with. See, the problem is I'm adding 2 powers. When do I add powers? When I was doing what?
When you were multiplying.
Beautiful. That's the right way to think about it. Addition cannot, how do I say this? When I add things, I don't add the powers. It's when I multiply things, I add the powers. That's how to remember these rules. They're exactly the same rules as power rules. Okay. So this guy, I started off with 1. It was just like the example, basically, right? So then you can do log base 3 of 3 minus, because now I'm dividing, so that means I want to subtract powers. Log base 3 of 3 is 1. Log base 3 of 5 is log base 3 of 5. I don't know what the hell it is. Somebody give me a guess for what log base 3 of 5 is.
74.
I love it. I always get somebody who says a number. But what's log base 3 of 3? 1. So what's log base 3 of 4? A little bit more than 1. Log base 3 of 5 is a little bit more than that. You see, so it's 1.1 or something, who knows? Do you see what I'm saying? You can estimate it the same way we do with radicals. Okay. Now here, I could... All right, let me do this one 2 different ways, since somebody brought up that question. Let me do this the way that this rule says to do it. What would be the first step here?
Log base 75 divided by 3.
75 divided by 3 is? And log base 5 of 25 is? 2, because 5 squared is 25. I love it. So, let me address the question somebody had. So, everybody cool with that? That is a beautiful way to do that. The other way to do this is to realize that 75 is 25 times 3, right? I can use the property from up here. If I'm multiplying, that'd be log base 5 of 25 plus log base 5 of 3. So this is this. Do you guys see that? When I multiply, that means I add the logs. What do I do here? Cancel. And what's log base 5 of 25? Same damn answer, just a different way. Beautiful. So this is the, this still is a little bit quicker way. This one's kind of funny. I love this one. So log base, what? 10. 10, good. Understood 10 of 1. Keep going. Minus. So what's log anything 1? 0. Log base 10 of 10? 1. What do you raise 10 to get 10? Itself. So what's log base b of b? Log base b of b? 1. Because there's an understood 1 here, right? So if you like the whole kill it and see who's alive, just put the understood 1 there. So there's an understood 1 there. So when you kill the 10 of the log, there's that 1 still left. So the answer is? And you don't need any of this shit, because what do you do to 10 to make it become 1/10? You flip it. So you put a -1 power on it. But see, thankfully the properties come out with the same answer. Okay. I know it's almost 2, but technically it's still early, because we're supposed to go to 2:15. So this is the easiest rule, once you get used to it. So what happens here? Yeah, the inside has a second power, so the 2 comes down. Here what's the problem with this one?
Who's a radical?
It's written in a dumb form, so let me write it in a better form. So then the 1/2 can come down. And then finally, this one, I did this one, and you guys think you're supposed to, but what's the power here?
Square root of r.
So that square root of r just comes down. Bam. Whatever the power is on the inside can come out in front of the logarithm. That seems like the least useful one, but that actually ends up being the most powerful rule there is. The one rule, the rule, the one. Sorry. All right, guys. Technically early. Technically it sucks.
Make this one. Alright, let's see the.
Because I don't know what the power is. It's not written. I'm not seeing it like so here the square root is done. Here the square root is. Here the square root is the power. Here, can you see the power? There it is. Bring it down. Here, here's the power. So you could write it as r to the 1/2.
Oh, that.
So there, the radical is the power. So write it as a power. Here, the whole thing is the power. The whole thing comes down. I'll have to rewrite it. Cool, good.
Graphs, everything.
Let's see the one.
Okay.